Welcome to Yarns to Spin, the podcast where every story tells a song. Here you will find an eclectic collection of unusual stories, strange happenings, tall tales, folklore, and intriguing Americana. What is better than hearing a good story? Listening to the song that goes along with it. Yarns to Spin presents The Ghost of Table Rock Lake.
It was the ghost of Table Rock.
It was a beautiful midsummer day in the Missouri Ozarks. A perfect day to be at Table Rock Lake. Not a cloud in the sky, warm with a gentle breeze, and the water looked inviting. All in all, an idyllic world. However, 100 feet below the surface of the lake, it was a vastly different world. It was cold, silent, and the water murky and dark. Earlier that day on the sunny surface, I had completed my open water test. I was now a certified scuba diver. I was ready to call it a day when a fellow diver called out, "Hey, you want to become a member of the 100-foot dive club?" Membership sounded simple. Descend to 100 feet and then back up. Maybe not that much to brag about, but why not? The why not part soon became really clear. The water that surrounded me was cold, dark, deep, and scary. It was spooky, really spooky. I had a full tank of air, but I was breathing faster and faster. I had heard stories of divers getting tangled up in long fishing lines or caught up in old sunken trees. A quick glance at my depth gauge told me I was about 90 feet down. I was close, but it seemed like it was taking forever. At last, 100 feet. I slowly started heading back to the surface, questioning my wisdom and ready to leave this almost supernatural world behind. It was only later that I learned, according to legend, just how spooky that dive really was. What I didn't know at the time was that I wasn't too far away from a lost, sunken town and the ghost that supposedly walks its streets. The ghost of Table Rock Lake.
In the fall of 43, in a sleepy Ozarks town, there came a man in a three-piece suit with the news coming down. Listen, well, good folk, we're gonna flood this ground. Progress is coming to your town, so you must leave, make no mistake. But the fishing will be good on this new lake. But the fish won't bite when they hear him moan. They know he's searching for his home. And he'll walk those streets block by block. Beneath the waters, the ghost of Table Rock.
There he was born, he'd stand his ground.
He said, before I leave, I'd rather drown.
I'll curse that damn fish day and night.
But above this here spot, they'll never strike. But the fish won't bite when they hear him moan. They know he's searching for his home. And he'll walk those streets block by block. Beneath the waters, the ghost of Table Rock. home. You can't roll back the clock, but there's no rest for the ghost of Table Rock. 'Cause in those waters, cold and deep, there walks a soul who'll never sleep. It was the ghost of Table Rock. It was the ghost of Table Rock.
Table Rock Lake gets its name from an unusual rock formation resembling a table. Its dam was constructed in the 50s to prevent flooding of the White River and to guarantee hydroelectric power. Being close to Branson, Missouri, it's a renowned fishing spot and tourist destination. But what about the ghost story? Ghost stories and legends abound in the Ozarks. From the Ozark Howler to the phantom ship of the Lake of the Ozarks, there is certainly a plethora of Ozarkian supernatural stories to tell around a midnight campfire. The ghost of Table Rock, as legend has it, is connected to the lost town of Oasis. The story of Oasis is based on fact, but like any good ghost tale, the believability of the story rests with the listener. Oasis was indeed a small town, built on the banks of Long Creek. There was a post office, a 3-story mill, a church, and a blacksmith shop. At some point in history, its original name of Cedar Valley was changed to Oasis. A dam was built under what was called the Flood Control Act of 1941. Table Rock Dam was completed in 1958 and flooded almost 80 miles of the White River. Table Rock Lake was thus created and covers over 50,000 acres. Oasis now sits underwater 100 feet down, and it is a destination for scuba divers. It is said that you can still see the remains of several buildings, including the old church. Also not far away is a forest of underwater trees called the Enchanted Forest. And as if one spooky legend isn't enough, what is called the Ghost of Virgin Bluff is said to be where the James River enters Table Rock Lake. Returning to the ghost of Table Rock Lake, is there a spectral figure wandering the streets of a sunken town? It's hard to imagine a person would rather drown than leave their cherished homestead. But on the other hand, the town was supposedly named Oasis for its scenic beauty and peacefulness. Indeed, people can be obstinate. In closing, I must say I never returned to that lost sunken town. And not being much of a fisherman, I can't vouch how good the fishing is. I might leave you with this, however. If you are fishing on a particular spot there and you can't get a strike, you could blame it on just bad luck, perhaps the wrong lure, or just maybe you could blame it on the ghost of Table Rock Lake.